Welcome guys, this is Ola from Stop Me channel, back with another Life is Strange update video. Life is Strange news videos, that was meant to be like a series on my channel, and I made two of those and then I forgot it ever existed. I made one in July, and then in August we had a trailer for Life is Strange 2, so I sort of focused on that rather than on the Life is Strange, the original season news. And we had some news lately, more and more, so I felt like this is the right time to actually record another video. And I think this one might be a little longer, like there's actually a lot of news, and the best one we heard last night, so Friday, but this will be the last one that I'll talk about. Let's start with minor news. What I'm going to discuss, just so you know, beginning of that video, we're going to discuss latest comic book news. So basically the new covers. There will be 5 covers to choose from, and if you haven't heard about the comic Life is Strange comic book, there is actually a video that I recorded, so you can check it out. I discussed it pretty much and discussed the first cover that we already saw. There is a Life is Strange book coming out. I'll show you that as well. We heard about it a while back. Before the Storm was released on mobile, so there's nothing to discuss here, it's just something to know. So I'm telling you, if you haven't heard, you can now play Before the Storm on your mobile anywhere you are. That's pretty neat. People sometimes send me their projects, like their fanfiction or their films or whatever, or they ask me to react to their stuff. Just today I was sent this short animated film teaser. Someone sent this to me on Discord. I think their name was Morph. It was actually Morpho. Yeah, I'm sorry. They're making this fan project called Better Than, and I'll show you that as well. Finally, we will discuss something that's truly the reason that I'm even recording that video, and this is Before the Storm, or at least a possibility of Before the Storm Season 2. Before we start, let me just mention this. Check out the links in the description for social media, Discord invite, and the Patreon. If you join the Patreon support group, however this would sound, there is a certain tier where you get a special personalized Stop Me postcard, so make sure to check it out. The news about comic book hit us a couple of months back, and what we first heard was pretty much Amazon screwing something up. They posted a link, a selling auction, where you can buy a Life is Strange comic book. Except that they sort of revealed that the comic book is following up one of game's 2 endings, so Sacrifice Chloe or Sacrifice Arcadia Bay, and they're pretty much revealed that they're going to focus on the Sacrifice Arcadia Bay ending, so Bay over Bay ending, which is my favorite one, which is probably your favorite one if you're watching that film, or maybe not, I don't know, I'm not judging. They also revealed the first cover, which was very nice, and I was talking about it in one of my videos as well. That comic book was pretty neat because you could see like Chloe and Max, which is self-explanatory really, like it's obvious which ending they're following up, and like a tornado, hence like a reflection without Chloe. So honestly it could be read in both ways. Perhaps it's not really the ending that they're focusing on, since well, both of them are kind of included. I think the Max and Chloe one is more obvious one when you're looking at that cover. Now I believe that this is a normal practice to actually have more than one cover, so like if you're a collector, if you like collecting stuff, you can buy other comic books as well. So they did that. There are like, I believe 5 or I think overall 5 covers that you can choose from and order. So they can earn, you know, like 20 euros instead of like 5. There is one that looks like this, a Misfit Skull. This is an obvious Before the Storm reference. It's okay, I wouldn't buy it. There is one that's kind of intriguing because it's pretty much empty. So I don't know if like the guy in charge of that like had a bad day, and he was like he just sat down in front of a blank piece of paper and he was like, you know what, this is perfect, let's go for this. But Paul, you didn't really draw anything. This is art. Yeah, I believe this is what happened with that. Maybe it's too artistic for me. Perhaps This is a like draw your own cover type of a deal. Pay for it, and yeah, you also get crayons with it. I don't know. I don't really know. I wouldn't buy it. Then there is this one. I was reading this thread on Reddit. I don't like it. To be honest, I don't like it because it looks like cosplayers. It doesn't look like Chloe and Max. I don't mean to be mean or anything, but it kind of looks like, and I'm not the only person who thinks that, kind of looks like they've been eating too many hot dogs or something. It's just it looks weird, like both Chloe and Max were sort of skinny, and it's been noticed on the Reddit thread that it kind of looks like they're a bit thicker than they actually were. Someone said that perhaps they're trying to create a more believable image of a body, that Max was actually too skinny for her age, but it just doesn't look like them at all. It looks like these cosplays that I see pretty much every day on Facebook, like Life is Strange group and all that. I don't really like it. It doesn't look like them at all. I wouldn't buy it as well. Man, I'm so negative with these covers. But no, I'm not really. Like, I love the first one with Chloe and Max and the tornado reflection. I love it, and I will buy that one. I'm not a type of a collector, but I'm not going to buy all of them. But if I actually had to pick, I love these two. So Max and Chloe. They're perfect. Like, I'd love to have these two, so they can be like together, and I would like put them next to each other. Honestly, like, this is tempting. Like, I'd buy them. I'd buy them both. I'd never buy only one of those. They have to go together. I can't I can't really separate Max from Chloe or Chloe from Max. Max looks pretty nice, just like herself, unlike the cosplay failure. Chloe, yeah, I love that. I love these two, and the first one that we saw. So let me know which one is your favorite in the comments, so we can discuss that, and I will tell you why you're wrong. Unless you agree with me. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. Let's carry on, we have other stuff to discuss. By the end of August, Life is Strange announced on Twitter that they're actually releasing a book. Announcing our newest collaboration with Titan Books, Life is Strange, Welcome to Blackwell Academy. This in-universe book takes the form of a student guide to Blackwell Academy and the town of Arcadia Bay, overlaid with notes, doodles and sketches from Max and Chloe. It will release on October 9th in North America and October 30th in the UK, and is written by critically acclaimed game and fiction writer Matt Forbeck. It looks pretty neat because it puts you right there in the Arcadia Bay universe, so you can actually, imagine for just a second that you're there, and that Max and Chloe are somewhere out there in the very, very same universe as you are. Honestly, I think I might buy this. I'm not the collecting type, because I don't have much space to properly expose what I buy and all that, but this book, I love it, and I think it would be fun to browse through their notes, and we could actually make a video out of it. And yeah, it just seems fun. Like, I'm actually pretty excited about that book. It's already on Amazon, both US and UK ones, so you can pre-order it and it will be sent to you in October or November, depending on where you live. Before the Storm was released on mobiles, I don't have much to say about that. Life is Strange hit the mobiles recently, first on Apple phones and now on Android, and recently they released Before the Storm. That's pretty neat because, I don't know, I find the idea pretty cool of being able to play Before the Storm like while at work, for example. I don't do that, but I'm guessing some people, play games when they're at work. I'm not one of them. But yeah, I don't know if I would actually pay for it. I'd rather play it while having a better quality, but the idea itself is nice and I hope it sells well. I'm not certain how Life is Strange worked on mobiles, if there were any glitches, lags and all that, and how it performed overall. So if you did get it on a mobile, do share your opinion in the comments and let me know if it works well. Perhaps you already played Before the Storm on a mobile since it's already out. As I mentioned previously, someone sent me that link on a Discord. This is short teaser for a Life is Strange Better Than trailer, a short film audio drama, and it's just 1 minute long. Kurther, oh god, I don't know how to read that. Kurther? He's the one that's been covering Life is Strange songs and recording Life is Strange inspired music. I love it. It's a proper indie folk. I don't know why he's not like famous or like more famous, because he's just as good as, say, Mumford and Sons and other famous indie folk bands. He recorded music for that one. I'm not sure if he recorded it or they just used it. They probably just used it, but it looks pretty neat. Like, it's a short animated movie and you can see Max after the Sacrifice Chloe ending, so I can show you a piece of it, but make sure to go there as well and drop a like and support them with your comments and pretty much everything. It looks properly. If they pull it off, it would be so nice to see an animation and see Max and Chloe together.
Chloe's been dead for 5 months today. I need to go back. I've tried 100 times by now, but my powers are gone. I've tried to get them back, but nothing works. Maybe this will. I know it's desperate, but it's all I've left to try. Life or death.
So yeah, I wish you all the best with that project and keep me informed, please. Okay, and now the most important news of that film. Life is Strange Before the Storm developer Deck 9 Games is working on a new project with Square Enix. Square Enix has revealed that it has a new project in store from Deck 9 Games after the work on last year's Life is Strange Before the Storm. About a month ago, it's been revealed that Deck 9 is actually working on a new narrative game, a story-driven game. So, the questions were asked already back then, a month ago, about whether they would be returning to the Life is Strange universe, and I'm sort of afraid to hope for that, but fingers crossed they will. Like, I was hopeful but not yet excited. I mean, I was excited because I'd buy any narrative game, story-driven game from Deck 9 because I loved Before the Storm. I know some of you guys didn't. I think most of you guys did. There are some radicals who actually hated it, saying that it was not canon, and like, I hate that approach. It's a very radical approach. You don't have to play it, you don't have to buy it, but let us enjoy it. For example, if Star Wars were released, right, and you only have these 3 first movies, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and you only have these 3 movies. I mean, look at the entire universe that was built around it. And it's not just from the George Lucas, like, so many creators were involved in creating comic books, animations, other movies. It's huge, and it doesn't have to contradict itself. Like, you don't have to watch it, you don't have to play a game if it's released, but don't be like negative about it. Yeah, I just don't understand that approach. I'm excited. I don't care if Before the Storm is considered a fan service, or I don't care if it was considered, milking a cow, cash only grabber. There's nothing wrong about that. Everyone wants to earn money. That's obvious. No one's creating games just for the artistic part of it. It's obvious that games need to earn money. And I enjoyed Before the Storm, I did. It wasn't as good as Life is Strange, let's get this straight, but it was a decent game. It was more emotional. There was something very similar to Before the Sunrise movie trilogy about it. It was very subtle and felt intimate. Let's not discuss that last episode, but overall the first 2 episodes made it up for it. Look at me, discussing something I shouldn't be discussing. Let's go back to that, the new project. So at this point we only knew that it's a new a Deck 9 project, a story-driven game, but we didn't know about the Square Enix involvement, and it rings a lot of bells. Square Enix external studios head Lee Singleton explained that Square's partnership with Deck 9 has been a huge success, based on their work on Before the Storm, and added that the opportunity to work with Deck 9 on another game was an easy decision. While the studio is at work on a new project, Square said that the project is under wraps for now, so there's no knowing just yet whether the new project will be set in the Life is Strange universe or an entirely new project. Now let me get this straight, if it's something else, if it's like a separate story-driven game, I will buy it as well, because based on what I've seen in Before the Storm, I'm willing to take that risk and play it again. Also because they're just the nicest people. I'm mostly talking about Chris Floyd, who's always responding on Twitter, and he's been liking my videos and even commenting under some of my videos. So that's pretty cool. It's always nice to be noticed as a fan. So yeah, they're the nicest folks, and if it turns out that it's actually a new game set in the Life is Strange universe, hell yes. Yes, please, I'm 200% on board. We have 3 years between Before the Storm and Life is Strange. There's lots to fill, there's so many questions that I agree, it's not always right to answer all the questions. For example, maybe some people don't really want to know what happened in between Rachel and Chloe, Rachel and Frank, Rachel and Mr. Jefferson. I would love to find out. I want to see more of that. I'm fairly certain Rachel and Chloe had a wild life in between. And it doesn't really have to be about Rachel, although I did record a video, please bring back Rachel Amber, and so many people were on board. But if they actually decide to do something else, for example, continue a Max and Chloe story, I doubt it would happen because Dontnod said that that story is done, and I think it would be sort of wrong to disrespect that, except that the comic book is disrespecting that. Whatever it is, I'm excited, and I'm cautious, at least for now. I am hoping for the best. I'm hoping that this is actually a new Before the Storm season. Yeah, if I had to guess, right now, based on what we know, I'd say it is. I always said that there would be another Before the Storm season. I remember I even made a video about that, Before the Storm season 2, and that was not too long after Before the Storm season 1 ended, and they did mention that, I think it was Zach Garris, the lead writer, he said that he's not ruling anything out. So that rang my bells back then. Obviously it was a good partnership, so when you find a good working business partner, you want to continue that business agreement. And it's all business, it's not just fans' feelings or whatever. There are people strongly against that, but as long as the game is selling, the work created, obviously it needs to be handled well. If it's a game that actually sucks, I won't be afraid to say it out loud. I loved Before the Storm a lot. It was a game that pretty much started out my channel. Before that I wasn't recording videos before the Storm. I always treat this game with extra special care, and it will always have a special spot in my heart. Not as special as Life is Strange, but special enough. And I'm fairly certain Dontnod is supporting Deck 9's efforts, so I don't see the big deal. And I do hope that we end up with another Before the Storm season. In the meantime, Life is Strange 2 will be out in just a couple of days. Oh, actually, yeah, in 5 days. So I can't wait to play it. That latest trailer was actually a pretty good one. I made a reaction video as well. Apparently they've shared some information about the new season, and it will take place on the course of 1 year. So that's pretty new. That's not 5 days in the case of Life is Strange, or 3 days in case of Before the Storm. That's a year. A lot will be happening during that journey. I'm not certain yet if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess we'll have to find out as we play it. One more thing, it's not really Life is Strange related. I'm so sorry to hear about the Telltale studio shutting down. I'm sad about all these people that had to be let go. I'm very sorry that we won't get to see The Wolf Among Us Season 2 or a Stranger Things game. I was so excited about that one. But right now, it's not really clear what's going to happen with The Walking Dead, and that new season, I was so hyped about that. I'm so excited. I love that season so much right now. At this point, it doesn't look too good. Like, it looks like they might just release this episode 2 and wrap it up. They did leave a small team of 25 people on board, but it just seems like they may focus on other stuff. I'm not certain if they will actually finish The Walking Dead, and if they will, I'm just worried about the quality as well. So this is just on a side note. It's all brand new information. We don't know yet, but it's a sad one for sure. Like, and it's surprising. Like, I think they were just focusing on too many projects and not on the titles that were actually, you know, the most important projects. I guess that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed that news update. If there's anything else I didn't actually mention, comment. Fingers crossed for Before the Storm Season 2. Make sure to tune in for more Life is Strange videos, mostly Life is Strange 2, since the game is released in just a couple of days. As I said before, remember to check out the links in the description for social media, Discord server invite and Patreon. And do check out my Spider-Man playthrough, and we'll be continuing The Last of Us as well. Except that for some reason I feel nauseous anytime I'm playing that game. That's a big problem for me, but I'll try to work around it. Anyway, I hope you are well, guys. Have a nice weekend. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you are, leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Take care of yourselves, guys. This was Ola from Stop Me O channel. Bye.